his dad is actually really rad. Like both of his parents are super.
I also dig the fact that your dad loves every LA team.
Oh yeah, that's another interesting thing about my dad is my dad's a huge sports nut, but when people will, pick a team, my dad likes any team from that area.
Angels.
Even if they contradict. So it's like Angels and Dodgers, Lakers and Clippers, Ducks and Kings, UCLA and USC.
What about San Jose, though?
No.
What about Chargers?
He likes the Chargers now because they're technically LA.
Yeah.
So he likes Chargers and
Now, did
Rams.
he like the Rams when they were in St. Louis?
Nope.
But now he does?
Yep.
I love it.
That's my dad. And my dad's the guy who will wear like a Dodgers t-shirt and an Angels hat.
I love it.
And people will see him in public and they'll be like, oh man, you can't do that. My dad's like, well, I do. He's like, these are my teams. This is what I do. I like both. If they play each other, I can't lose. That's my dad. And he loves to go to like the Freeway Series at Angel Stadium where like Dodgers are playing the Angels. And he's like, he'll wear a Dodgers shirt and Angel hat and he'll be like, oh, I can't lose. This is my team.
You know what's something? I don't want to get like dark or anything or down or anything, but I'm so bummed that my dad never met your dad.
They would have had a field
My dad would have been like, yeah.
They would have had a field day together.
Yeah.
Your dad would have been like, can you do that? Can you wear two different teams? Is that a thing?
No, I think my dad would have been just like, but Dodgers. I mean, come on.
Your dad would have been like, Teamy Time-o.
In the land of faith. Watch that on.
That's on YouTube.
So yeah, anyway, Mike's dad is rad.
Yeah.
But he has these crazy stories that we've all heard many times. And I was hoping that Mike would share one or two of the best ones.
Oh man, there's so many. And it's hard to pick one that doesn't involve lots of language and slurs. Because, for anybody who doesn't know me or know my dad, I'm a product of an interracial relationship. My mom's white, my dad's black. And when my mom was dating my dad, first of all, my dad's the oldest of 16 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, no joke. The oldest of 16. And so my dad's house was always very interesting. There was kids running around, people, doing whatever and slapping each other and getting into trouble. And so my dad, here he is in his 20s bringing this like girl over. It's this white woman. And my grandmother, very colorful woman, very smart woman. She didn't hold anything back. No holds barred. She would say exactly what's on her mind, and she would very verbally tell you what she thought. Well, first of all, she loved my mom. She adopted her and was like, I'm going to give you living with N-word lessons. And she would say the word.
Hard R?
Yeah, hard R.
Wow.
And she's like, first of all, you take all that N-word's money. And she would say that to my mom. And my dad's like, Mama, like, you don't say that. Come on, that's weird. Wow. You don't say that. And my mom would just be like, okay, and she's like, nah, you take his money. She's like, I take his money. You should take his money too. First of all, my dad hides money. He'll hide money around the house. He'll put money in like a Planters Peanuts tin can and put it like where the pots go in the kitchen and expect us not to know about it. So yeah, my grandmother's first instruction of my mom was to take all my dad's money. So yeah, no, that's my family.
Did your dad like beat the crap out of some kids for breaking a record or something?
Yes, my dad's like the only black person in the world who loves Elvis. Like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not even kidding. In my living room at home, there's two. There's a framed picture of Elvis, and then there's just like a picture of Elvis like glued to like some cardboard leaning against the wall. My dad loves Elvis, and he actually has a lot of original Elvis recordings on vinyl, which are probably worth a lot because they're on original labels. But anyway, so my dad had this Elvis vinyl, and there's some bullies who would ride around the neighborhood on bikes, and he had this Elvis vinyl, and one of them was like, what do you Elvis, you're a sissy, and they broke my dad's record, and my dad's like, So
how did they get inside the house?
It's not inside the house, stupid. They were like outside the record store.
This was when he was a kid.
Yeah,
right?
So my dad's like a child.
Oh,
Jeff, go home. And so,
how many pots have you smoking?
Right? So they broke my dad's vinyl, and my dad was like mad about it. Of course, they just broke his thing. So my dad, I guess there was a branch nearby, and one of the kids tried to ride away on a bicycle. So he through like the branch through the spokes, and the guy got ejected from the bike, and then my dad just started beating his ass.
Yes.
And the record store guy had to come out and plead with my dad not to kill him, and he'd replace the record for free. And that's absolutely true. He was like beating the guy's head against the pavement, I guess. And the guy was like, "Oh my God, please don't kill him. I'll replace your record. Just do not kill this child." Gosh. So yeah, that actually happened. My dad's grandmother used to go everywhere with a gun. And I guess one time somebody double parked behind her and she shot his tires out. That's an absolutely true story. And it's funny.
You know what? I support that.
It's funny because all of these stories sound like they would need to be fact checked, and the funny thing is they have been. Like, there's other people in my family who've been like, no, that's real, that happened. And it's crazy. Like, the stuff that happened...
What about your uncle, though? That's my favorite story.
Oh, my Uncle Randy, my dad's little brother. My Uncle Randy, if anybody has ever heard of the guy who jumped out of the Skyway at Disneyland, I'm related to him. The guy who planned to sue Disneyland under false pretenses and jump out of the Skyway and strategically planned to land in a tree by Alice in Wonderland.
For those millennials out there used to be the Sky Buckets? Is that what they were called?
It was called depending on which way you went, it was the Skyway to Tomorrowland or the Skyway to Fantasyland.
Okay.
But they were nicknamed by, the Sky Buckets, because you rode in, a little bucket.
Bucket from, Matterhorn to what?
It went from Fantasyland by Casey Jr. through the Matterhorn to Tomorrowland by Autopia.
Okay.
And then you could take the exact route the other way. Yeah. And it was these colorful bucket-looking vehicles that hung from a cable, and it was slow-moving. It was 50 feet in the air. It was
awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
By the way, they should bring that back because...
Well, they won't, because my uncle jumped out of it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is they should bring it back, but in, a safer way with the cages and shit. But the whole thing is that, now people take the train to get around the park faster. Yeah. Why wouldn't that be, another... Disneyland's dropping the ball on that. Anyways, go ahead.
It's funny to me because, he jumped out, he planned it, and he planned to sue and get money. It was a scheme. But... the stupid part, and to me, where it fell apart, was the story behind it, because he tried to tell them that he leaned over to tie his shoe and the door swung open and he fell. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound good on paper. That, I don't know. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, that idiot is my dad's younger brother, Randall Charles. I haven't seen him in several years. I think I saw him a couple times when I was a kid. But, when you have a family as big as mine... I have a couple of uncles I've never even met. So, but yeah, no, I that's my dad's brother.
I think my favorite story, at least that I can think of right now, is the bus.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. So my grandmother, I told you she was a very colorful person. She had a lot of friends. And my dad this was when my dad was younger. So my dad was born in 1947. This would have been the early to mid 1950s. And they used to walk everywhere. They didn't really have much money for a car. And I guess they were walking home from the store one day. It was my grandmother, my dad, and my grandmother's friend. And they had come across while walking. They all lived in Los Angeles, by the way. So they were walking somewhere around South Central area, I think. And they had come across an accident where a city bus, public transportation, had flipped over. And they said that, there was all kinds of people laying around all hurt and shit. And it was a big deal. It was a serious scene. And people were stopping.
Just moseyed upon.
Yeah, they just happened to come across it.
This was before the emergency vehicles that arrived and stuff.
Yeah. And so my grandmother's friend, without even batting an eye, went and laid down with the people and pretended to be hurt. Dead serious. And my dad swears. And he's... not even kidding. And my dad said that he remembers, his mom saying, oh my God, what are you doing? And she's like, you hush, shut up. Let me do this. And then, not even joking, a month later, she had a brand new car and all of this money to throw around because she got a settlement from this bus accident.
You ought to cut this from the...
But I have to say, genius.
By the way, allegedly this happened. We don't know. Oh my God.
This happened.
No, allegedly. So you don't get in trouble, man.
Hey, I wasn't there.
Not you, but them.